Tired of wiping on the same boss for hours?
Die, insect.
Can't seem to win against that new druid deck?
My thanks to you.
Are your teammates not standing on the payload?
Quit lollygagging. Get on the payload.
Well, grab a drink and pull up a chair. This is the Game Case Show, your Blizzard Entertainment podcast. Here are your hosts, Cuddles and Turarts.
Hello, hi, howdy, and welcome to episode 79 of The Game Case. I am Chris, also known as Cuddles, a Brewmaster Monk on Airy Peak in the Convert to Raid Guild.
And I'm Turt, a Beast Mastery Hunter, also in the Convert to Raid Guild on Airy Peak server.
This week, we're going to talk a little bit about our week in gaming. We're going to answer some questions from the Cuddle crew, and then we're going to be talking to someone, possibly the only person that's ever gotten a contact buzz whilst doing a panel at BlizzCon. He's an incredible podcaster, somebody that's been around in this world far longer than I have, somebody that I look up to, and somebody that I consider to be a legend of Blizzard podcasting. Fimlys, how are you tonight?
I'm good. After that intro, I don't really know what to say. I'm looking down. No, wait, no. It's been a long weekend. I feel like I've been talking to you the whole weekend is what, and I don't know if that makes it long or it was just long anyway. But no, it has been a long weekend, and I'm more tired than usual because the longer the weekend is, the more late nights I do. So now I'm like super tired, but yeah, it's good.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy week and weekend to come talk to us tonight. How was your week of life?
Went well. As I said, the long weekend, my kids, contrary to the rest of the United States, got this past Friday off for our county rodeo day. Our county is obviously full of farms, I guess. Instead of tomorrow's President's Day, they get rodeo day. So I do get to go to work tomorrow, and I took off on Friday. But long gaming weekend, so that's good.
Nice. Why don't we go ahead and dive right into what we've been up to this last week, within or outside of the Blizzard universe? Fimlys, why don't you kick it off, man? What have you been up to with gaming? What's going on?
Well, obviously busy. So World of Warcraft, primarily, our guild got Gul'dan down for the first time in normal, so we were very excited.
Nice.
And we did try the first boss in Nighthold Heroic, and we failed. But, it happens. I was dead for the kill of Gul'dan, which I think I was actually very excited for, because it's a really long and difficult fight. And I died, and I'm like, oh, please kill him. And and don't res me. So they did, which was nice. And I finally finished the last bit that can be done currently on the way to flying in Legion. And also unlocked access to Karazhan. I am a little behind on that, but did that finally. And yeah, busy WoW week. Other than WoW, D3, play a lot. Heroes, which I guess, that's why I'm on the show. A new game I just started today called Earthlock Festival of Magic. It's like a JRPG style game. It's kind of fun on Steam. Good, very nice art. Like the look of it's really cool. And I play, for some reason, I've gotten into Summoner's Sky Arena on my tablet that I'm playing 24/7. So yeah, I'm addicted to it.
Nice. Now I got to ask you, Fimlys, before we go to Turarts for this. What's your you said a little bit about D3. What's your, like, what are you running hardcore? Are you like Paragon 579? Like what's going on with D3?
I like the seasons. So Zabina and I usually run each season, and we start from scratch and we run through and duo to get up. We're currently at 99 Paragon on the seasonal, because we don't play like every day. Like there's some people that are like already 900 something season hardcore crazy D3 people. But we're at 99, and this season I'm playing Demon Hunter, and it's the melee Demon Hunter set, which is really weird. So I actually was very excited about that because it's a very different style of play than the normal Demon Hunter play. And it's pretty crazy. I'm doing some pretty nutso damage with the way this set, and can't wait to get my full 6-piece so that I can really crush things.
Nice. I
That's
love
what
hearing a
D3's
little
for,
bit
is
about
killing stuff.
that. Exactly.
It's just, that's what you go do it. That's just to kill tons and tons of stuff.
Killing a lot of things.
Yeah.
So T, what about you? What have you been up to? Have you discovered any new and interesting math games to share with us?
Not yet. I am addicted to, it's not a math game, it's a puzzle game. 2048 was big for a while. Now there's something called 2048 Idle, where you have to like buy things, so then you can like get it starts off at bytes, and then you go to kilobytes and megabytes, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you can buy more stuff so that you can have more bytes. I don't know. It's stupid. Like, I don't know why I'm addicted to this, but it is. So 2048 Idle, no idea why. Outside of that, I started doing the Bloodthirsty challenge for WoW challenges. So that's basically the one where you do nothing but kill. You can do 150 quests, but otherwise you just kill your way up. And I'm like, oh, I'm smart. I'm going to do a hunter because you get a pet. And then I looked at like the top 10 and they're all hunters. So I guess I'm not as smart as I thought I was because everyone else had the
Makes
idea
sense.
too.
Ooh.
But yeah, so another Tour Arts. I don't know what server I'm on because I just picked a random one. I'll know that later. I'll get to know that. But otherwise, no, it's been fun. I love CTR. I love guild chat. But being an officer in the guild means you're always on. So if something comes up, you have to you got to put on your officer pants. So having a server where I'm like, hey, I'm in no guild, I can just play. It's a little nice, a little selfish, but a little nice. So we'll see how far I get. I'm level 9 right now. And so, yeah, I've been doing that. Otherwise, not much else. Doing the rep grind for the Surmar. What are the Surmar names? Not
Nightfallen?
Nightfallen. I always call them Nighthold. That's the raid. Yes, doing the Exalted Nightfallen still. So that's been my week. What about you, Cuddleson?
Well, doing the Twitch grind, of course. I say grind, doing the absolutely pleasurable joy of being a Twitch streamer for a living. And couple like really cool things happened with Twitch this week. I got an amazing donation from one of my community that totally covered and more a goal that we had to help me out with travel to PAX East. So we've raised like $809 this month to help me out on that trip. So huge thanks to my community on Twitch for that. I also joined BNG, the Space Sim community, which is run by Bad News Baron. I know that's not going to mean that's not going to mean much to many Blizzard gamers, but I'll phrase it like this. Before I started streaming, the email that I got inviting me to BNG was something that I've been looking forward to since before I ever went live on Twitch. This was a group of content creators that I really look up to and really have taken me under their wing and mentored me, helped me out. And to be counted as one of them is it's a milestone in my broadcasting career that means a whole lot to me. Someone was cutting onions when that email got sent to me. And I'm gonna stop. And I'm gonna do it now. And none of you, like, everybody's like, what's Space Games? I thought this was Blizzard podcast, but in actual gaming, I've been playing some Elite Dangerous, doing a little bit of Hearthstone and Overwatch. I actually joined a good friend over on Beam this weekend, which is another streaming service, in playing a little bit of Overwatch. He did a stream for the charity that we support here, stackup.org, and raised, I believe, about $3,400 in 24 hours. So big ups to KW/Arian. That's RION. Guys, go check him out. He's a phenomenal streamer on a service that some people might not watch. But go check him out over on Beam. He's a great guy, and he's becoming a really good friend. So did a bunch of Overwatch with him, played some Hearthstone, and played a new game called War Cube, which is like you're warring and you're a cube. It's like okay, so it's an indie game developed by one guy. It's a one-man team. The guy's named Craig, and he's awesome. And you're this cube that like you have to battle other cubes, and like there's this big map, and you take over the little points, and then they generate soldiers for you, and then you attack a big city. But the real shining point for me is they have a wave-based arena mode. So think like Call of Duty Zombies, or so you're a cube, and each level that you get, you can improve one thing: your armor, your weapon, or you can improve or get a ranged weapon. So it goes up and up. Like I had entirely too much fun on Friday playing a game where you're a cube. It's early access. It's on Steam. I did get it. Full disclosure, I got a key for free from Craig. So thanks, Craig, for that. But guys, go check out War Cubes. It's pretty damn amazing. Fimlys, thank you for that host. Oh, and hey, for those on listening to the download, you're actually hearing my Twitch host music because I forgot to turn that off. So that was what that fun music was in the background. Apologies. I'm not going to do anything to fix it. I'm sorry. So we don't have any questions for the show. Cuddle Crew, I'm disappointed in you. You haven't done well. You don't get dessert. Go to bed right now. But no, that's actually wonderful because what we're going to get to do is dive right into the meat and the potatoes of the show. Fimlys, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Fimlys, and I am a gamer. Should I stand up? I feel like I should. No. I've been playing games from pretty much, it sounds like the same time as Cuddles did from the show that I have not yet posted from Friday. First time my parents brought home our Atari 2600, playing Combat, Adventure, etc. Probably, honestly, before that, playing whatever video games we could get to. I had a Commodore 64 as my first computer. I guess it was a computer. Infocom games, just anything I could get my hands on. And then fell in love playing RPGs with Ultima 3 on my friend's Atari 800. I feel old reciting the list of those particular systems. Currently, I have a pretty decent gaming computer. I do not have the two system streaming thing going. I do have a laptop over here, but I don't connect them to stream. But I do have also a PS4 and Xbox One and iPad and an Android tablet and any other gaming thing. I don't know that I'm getting one of the Nintendo ones. What, the Switch? At least not yet. It maybe. I may have to. Zelda. I mean,
they're bringing back some old games for it, I've heard, and so I'm
like, yeah. Ugh. I may wait to see like the library. Like I got to see it come about. It took me a while to get the I mean, just every one of their systems. For some reason, I'm just kind of delayed on the Nintendo systems, but I'll get there. I can still think of myself as a blogger, but I haven't posted to my blog since 2013, and I just realized that today when I went and looked. So I don't know if I can qualify anymore. I've been blogging since March 8th of 2007 until 2013. Wow. My blog, Asleep at the WoW, started as Asleep at the Wheel, but it turns out that's an actual band, and I was getting a lot of people coming to the website looking for the band, Asleep at the Wheel. So I changed it to Asleep at the WoW. As an offshoot of that blog, I got involved in the forum group blog Azeroth, which is kind of still around, and actually we run now, but it's kind of fallen off. And again, as an offshoot of that, I met my first co-host, and the Twisted Nether blogcast was born. May 27th of 2008. We just recorded episode 275 with these good folk here around me, right? Opposite
That was
sides.
us.
These people, which is not out yet. I haven't put it out yet, but it'll be there. I'm waiting. I got to wait for like segments to come in from certain people whose names start with R and end with an E and rhymes with Dune. My first co-host was Bree, switched to Nabuka, and then Hydra, and the most recently added longtime friend and previous Wikibrarian Zabina to the show as our third chair, and it's been a pretty wild ride. We've been doing this for a long time. In the middle somewhere, I was a co-host on a show called Polygamerous, which I don't know that many people remember nor know what it was. It's no longer being recorded, but I started that with a couple other WoW podcasters. Powcasters is what I was about to say. Yes, that's what we were. General gaming podcast. Just because we all played like so many games and we just wanted to talk about them. And when you have a WoW podcast, you don't tend to talk about all the other games. You just talk about WoW because that's what people expect, right? And then, one of those BlizzCons back in the past few years, Blizzard introduced us to this little game called Heroes of the Storm. I don't know if you remember, And Rillandune was sitting next to me and he's like, oh yes. And thus Hotscast was born. Rillandune, Kaylee, and I joined forces and started talking about the game on November 21st, I think, 2013. Yes, Heroes of the Storm was not out yet. It had just been announced 2 weeks before. So before the alpha was even released, we played and talked a lot about other MOBA games, including League of Legends, that certain people found to be not as toxic as it had been at that point, just recently. Yeah, we played a lot of League of Legends and we were really into it. And then Heroes came out alpha and we got our grubby little hands on it. And I don't think I've picked up League of Legends since. So we just released our 111th episode of Hotscast last week or this week from last week. And it's pretty crazy, I think. And last, I'm going to do one last little pimp for my up and coming, hopefully soon, Twitch. There's too many TW things, right? Yeah. It's like Twitter and Twitch, and there's too many of those. Twitch stream thing going on, off topic. We're still working out our schedules and such, but eventually we'll be on and streaming our game playing, talking about tech, and pretty much whatever. Thus the name, Off Topic. So lots of stuff. Sorry. That was like
that
way
is
too
a
long.
ton.
That's awesome.
I'm sitting here like you have like 36 hours of things in a 24-hour day that you do.
It just keeps going. I've slimmed TNB down pretty well. Like it makes it's very little amount of time when I actually have to put effort into it. Thankfully, it was when you get to 275, you have gone through every possible like, how am I going to continue to do this? With when I don't have any time, because I had children through all that, and it's pretty crazy.
So tell us. Let's talk a little bit more about Twisted Nether. In case somebody has lived under a rock, and before like we dive into hotzing things, tell me about the Twisted Nether. What is it? You guys have been going for 275 episodes. That's several.
A couple, a few.
Yeah.
There are plenty that have a lot more than us, but
there's not plenty though.
It's almost 9 years too, which ever 9 years it should be more. But
yeah, but that generally that puts you in some of the longest running WoW podcasts easily. I mean, what else has been around so long? Starting Zone.
The Instance,
of course.
Nobody can compare to that one, so it's not really, shouldn't be on there, even there.
It's on its own platform.
Yeah, it's just itself, it's just, that's basically, the inspiration for everybody that does a WoW podcast. It's like that started them somewhere. Like, even if it's not directly, somebody they were inspired by was inspired by them. So you really that's where it is. Except for if you go back to All Things Azeroth, which is also one that's been around forever.
Yep.
Because he was around about the same time. Anyone who started back then, you've got that inspiration.
Back in the wild west of WoW podcasting.
It's crazy. Yeah. Well, I mean, really, Twist and Nether started to kind of bring out the blogging aspect of the community, because we had all these blogs, and we're like, you know what, let's do a blog about a podcast about blogs. So originally we were going to be like, okay, we're going to say, okay, this is our featured blog of the week, and we were just going to talk about different blog posts that we would read because we were bloggers and we read lots of blogs, and it was kind of the heyday of blogging about WoW. If you go back to 2008, 2009, 2010, so we started that way, and then we had a guest on, and we talked to the guest, and we got to know who they were. And there was a blogger, and people were like, "Oh my God, that's so awesome! You should do that." And so that was what we did for a very long time. Every single week of every year, we had a blogger on, and we interviewed them and talked to them. And we had 3-hour episodes. We've had 2-hour episodes. Our episode was almost 2 hours this Friday, because we just talk, we ask questions, and that leads to just talking about everything. And it's great. And our goal was, and still is to get the people out there who don't necessarily know. You got all these content creators, and you watch them, and you read them, and listen to them, but you don't necessarily know them. You don't know what they do, especially we're talking about WoW here, what they do in WoW. They talk about the news, but they don't necessarily talk about themselves necessarily. Some people do, but especially the bloggers, they didn't necessarily. So kind of got them out of their shell, and then let their fans know who they are, and also to introduce them to new people. And I know we've, and I can't say we've launched people, but we definitely got certain smaller bloggers out there into the wild, where a lot more, they would tell us, like, I had like 200 more readers yesterday because after I was on your show, and I was like, wow, that's great. I don't even have 200 listeners. What do you mean? No. But it's cool, and it's nice, like, to be able to do that. And that was really our goal, was to get it out there, to pimp these shows, to get them out there, so people who may not have gone and read that blog or go listen to that podcast or whatever can be introduced to it, and maybe they'll hear something they like, and then they got a new fan.
That's amazing. I love it when people like yourself, and there's help the community. You're like, you know what, let's bring you on, show people who you are, what you see, what you do kind of for your podcast or your blog. And there's going to be someone who's going to connect with you just because you have those styles that work together and stuff. That's so brilliant.
Yeah. We always say that, we always ask, as there's a question, what would what advice would you give to somebody who wants to start whatever it is you do? So blogging, podcasting, whatever.
Yeah.
And most of them say, do it, go do it. There's going to be someone out there that wants to hear what you have to read, what you have to say, hear what you have to say, look at you, whatever it is. There are so many people out there, especially you talk about the WoW community, and the WoW community is an amazing community. There is no community like the WoW community, period. There's not anything else like it. And it's an amazing community. And there is somebody out there that thinks the same way you do, will like the same things you like, and wants to hear what you have to say about it. Even if they don't like it, they want to hear what you have to say about it.
Especially, and we touched on this yesterday, like if you're passionate about it, if you have that drive and that love for pet battling or mount collecting, so you spend 10 minutes or 15 minutes talking about it, they're going to see that, and it's just going to build your passion, because people like it when people like your stuff. So, and don't listen to the trolls. Don't. No,
it's tough. And in the heyday of, the WoW Insider and whatever, you'd always, someone would put something up, and it would just be troll after troll after troll in the comments, right? And you just have to learn to ignore it. And that's part of getting your stuff out there. Is there's going to be people who don't like it, but ignore them, because there's people that like it, and they're usually quieter than the people that don't. So just assume, wrongly or rightly, that there are people out there that want to hear what you have to say, and you'll be right. There are, and you just have to find them. And it's a lot of this is getting to the outlets, finding the places where you can get the word out to show who you are and why people want to come listen to you or read what you have to say.
Oh yeah, that's the amazing thing about the ever kind of shrinking world that we live in. Part of the beauty is some of my best friends, some of the people that I consider closest to me right now, like Brucey. Brucey is a great friend. He's here every day. We talk all the time. I talk to him more than I talk to IRL friends, and he is in Australia. When I was a little kid, I didn't have any friends in Australia. But the side effect of that is evidently what that means is there's no one in my hometown that gives a crap about what I do. But this guy in Australia, for some reason, keeps on coming back, and for some reason listens to a purple-haired neckbeard talk about Blizzard games. Like, it's the weirdest thing. And if you think that you can't do it, you're wrong. Like,
Yep.
you're wrong. All of us started out. Go and listen to episode 1 of any podcast, or go and read the first.
Don't listen to
post
ours. No, don't listen
on
to TNB.
any blog.
Don't.
And
Don't do
then
it.
tell yourself you can't do it, because you can.
Do not listen to the first TNB. No, don't do it. Hey, that was like the shortest show we had ever. That was the first show. It was like 30 minutes. That was like the shortest, and then never again was it that short ever.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't check out episode 0 of the Game Case. I'm pretty sure I opened it by saying, "Hey, if you're listening to this, you're probably my mom." Or I've gotten internet famous. And people are like creeping my stuff, so thank you. And then it was just horrible. I was umming and ahhing and talking into a crap mic, and there was background noise, and it was not that we have a wonderful audio quality now, but
I remember for very many years, I was so concerned with all the ums and the small silences and whatever. I would spend hours editing the show, just removing every time. And I said a lot. I still do. And just trying to make it like, I got to make it perfect. And at some point it clicked in my head that I'm like, I don't think anybody cares. I'm just going to leave. Nobody cares. This is what we do. We broadcast it live. At some point we started doing that. They hear that. Let's let everybody hear that. Why am I making it sound any different than it does when I originally recorded it? Other than long pauses, which just are silly because, it's like a bunch of dead air. Might as well just remove that. If I notice it. If I don't care.
Yeah.
So,
secret that anyone listening to this on the download probably already knows. My editing consists of I rip the audio off of YouTube because lazy. And then I put the appropriate sound, I put the appropriate tags on it, like the creator and the the little I don't know what the heck they're called, but
those iTunes tag things now
that
or the MP3 tags.
Yeah, I put the proper tags on it, and then I upload it. Like I used to, same as you. I used to go back through and I would listen to the whole episode. So if you do an hour-long show, you're at least editing for an hour. But then every time you have to stop, it would take me, I would spend 3 hours editing a 1 hour show to get every little every little like if somebody coughed, it was gone.
Oh, it sounded great. Right? They sounded amazing. But then you're like, why did I just do that? That was a long time.
Well, it's not. I realize that when I'm listening to people talk in real life, they don't have that level of sophistication.
No.
So
no one even notices it.
Yeah.
No one notices it. You don't notice the ums. You don't notice the so's, and you don't notice that. It's just, that's normal. That's what you expect people to sound
That's
like.
how people
and when
talk,
you hear it perfectly, it sounds wrong. Like I would listen and go, that doesn't sound right.
Edited, and it just doesn't. The only thing that I will take out now is if for some weird reason we have a long pause, like you said.
Exactly.
And that's the one thing that I'll do is I scan across, like I zoom in a little bit on the audio file, and then I just I kind of I roll the scroll wheel left to right, and I look, and if there's not a giant gap, or no one said anything horribly racist or offensive, which never happens.
Yes.
No. But if somebody went off on a crazy rant, maybe but it's not worth it. It's
no, that's the beauty. All that stuff is what makes it awesome. That's what makes it unique is the way you talk and the way I talk and the way she talks. And that's what, if you change that and now you take it out, the cadence is wrong. All that stuff is gone and it's not fun anymore. Yeah. And I always try to make the intro sound great. Like I'll take out all the spaces in between because we're very stilted and like there's pauses in between. So I like take all those pauses out. But other than that, it's like, I want the intro to sound good and then forget it. I don't care.
That's what our intro thankfully is pre-recorded. Our outro is like, and I mean we all have that, but like we don't do anything other like fancy, and so there's nothing that I have. The Converted, I haven't had the outro loaded in my Tega broadcasting software for like, I don't know, 2 months now, and I just don't do it. Like I just end the show and I'm like, okay, show's over. Last week, I didn't feel like going and finding, because we always have the after show as well. I didn't feel like finding the end of the show, so I just published it as the show and bonus after show content.
That was with Bell, so it was like a show after.
Yeah, we did another like 45 minutes. I was like, I'm not digging through this damn video and finding out when it ended. I'm over it.
We only have to worry because like when we hit the after show, we don't necessarily stop people from saying things they shouldn't say. So I can't. Plus, I stop recording since I don't pull it from the YouTube video. I can just stop the recording, so it makes it easier.
Yeah, I've gotten really lazy with that, and so when I went to 2 PCs, and now like you guys will see me as they're sitting here. If you're watching the live show, you'll see my eyes all over the place. It's because 5 monitors, but the Skype is actually up here. Like they're actually running on another PC, but then I need to capture the audio from it. It's confusing and it doesn't make sense, and Audacity doesn't want to work, so I don't care. And I don't have all the other things like virtual audio cables and voice meter. None of that runs on my stream PC because it doesn't need to for my stream. So it's so much easier to just like screw it. Twitch will record this, I hope.
Yeah, maybe if you're lucky.
Yeah, it there you go. That's the best part. And I made that mistake very early on, not on this show, but on another show. You edit out something that you think that is totally tangential, like that you've chased a rabbit down a hole. Part. But then 5 minutes later, you reference back to it, but you don't edit that out. So somebody listening to it is like, "What the F are they talking about?"
I actually edit. We had technical problems, so like we were having issues, and it was recording it all. Like so, I was talking about it. So I edited all of that out, and then I was listening to just that part near it because I wanted to see kind of how it flowed. And then we referenced like being back and having issues. I'm like, crap. Well, I'll just leave it in. I'm like, oh god, really? I don't. And I break the fourth wall all the time, of course. So we're constantly messing up and talking about how we messed up, and we have notes and I talk about the notes, and it's fun though. Like that's what people expect. And if we didn't do all that stuff, it wouldn't be as much fun. It would just be kind of like boom, boom, boom. And you got to have fun with this whole thing. I don't get paid for it. So I got to have fun somewhere doing it.
Oh, definitely. Now tell us a little bit. We had you on here not to talk about the joys of podcasting.
I know.
That's been fun.
But this is awesome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Hostcast? How did Hostcast? You told the story of how it came to be. Like what came over you to take on another podcast? Because like T said earlier, you're doing a few things.
Yeah, a couple things. I don't know. Will and I have been friends for a long time. He's been a friend of the podcast for a long time. Known him really feels like forever. But we were at BlizzCon, and when you're at BlizzCon, everything is just like, wow, that's the most amazing thing ever. Oh my god, everything's exciting because you're there, right? And so the Heroes was announced, and we both kind of looked at each other. We're like, oh my god, that's really cool. And I wasn't really into that kind of game, and he wasn't either necessarily. But we played the I think they had the thing there. You could play it, and he played it. I think I did. And then we kind of were like, we need to maybe we could do a show on this thing, let's try it. He was very big on like, let's start shows. So, which is fine. And so, he came up with the name with a friend of his. I don't remember who it was. Heroes. It's Heart of the Storm. So unfortunately, that also maps to Heart of the Swarm for StarCraft. So it got a little confusing for some people. So in the end, and even HOTS was originally, if you are a StarCraft fan, that's Heart of the Swarm. So we basically made it HOTScast because saying Heart of the Storm all the time, and then we screw it up like I just did, and so but Kaylee is a longtime League of Legends player, was big into it. So Rillandune and I, being noob MOBA players, decided we needed somebody who knew what they were doing. You kind of like, give us a kickstart. And then, like I said, we didn't have the game to play. We couldn't just go and play Heroes because it wasn't out yet. So we started playing League of Legends and really got into it, played a lot and talked about it on the show and tried to kind of talk about MOBAs in general and ideas about MOBAs and how they work and like how we thought Heroes would work and some of the differences and what was coming. And every time there was news, we'd talk about it. So, it was just something we were excited about it. And like we've talked about a couple times now, when you're passionate about something, you want to share it with somebody. And, obviously I hate talking. So it's real difficult to get on, a camera and talk for an hour. No, not at all. Someone goes, "Hey, you want to talk about something?" And I'm like, "No way. I hate that. Sorry, I have to plug in my iPad saying it's going to die." So that's where it came from. And it's been a lot of fun. We've had some issues recently because Kaylee is moving, so we're having trouble kind of getting together to record again. And in some ways, Heroes is not as easy to kind of do a weekly show to talk about stuff that's going on in it. Although now with the esports stuff they're doing, there is tons of stuff going on, at least with the esports, and there's new Heroes and stuff coming out so that you can do shows, and there's stuff to talk about. But unlike WoW, which seems to be like something to talk about all the time. But so we kind of slowed down a little bit. So we haven't done every week like we were doing for a very long time. We did every week and we're keeping it up religiously. But 111 episodes now since 2013, the end of 2013. So it's not too bad.
Nice.
That's a while.
And Kaylee is I have had many chances to meet her, and her wonderful, if somewhat gargantuan husband.
He is large. He is large.
He is not like I am not a small guy. I'm 6'3" and weigh like 230. Like I'm not a little dude. He makes me feel like tiny.
He's like an Andre the Giant.
6'8".
His hands are huge.
Oh, he's massive, and I'm kind of like telling this, but he's a chef, and I can't imagine how those massive hands do anything. Because it's like two Christmas hams. Like there's no way he's putting together intricate, but he does, and he's very very good at it. But they're great and amazing people. And I really you guys put together a really good show. So hopefully she gets settled in soon and things get to kicking off.
I think Tuesday she'll be on the show again. Hopefully, that's the plan.
Right
Nice.
on. Go ahead.
Well, I have a typical question that I have just started asking people who come on the show. For those people who may be new to Heroes or don't play that much or want to start getting into it, what would be your 30-second elevator bit? What should they do?
What should they do? Well, Heroes has a pretty good tutorial, and I would definitely get in. I mean, it's free to play, so download it. Go to Battle.net, download it and get in there and play the tutorial. Go through that tutorial. There's additional tutorials you can do those also. And then there is a mode called Play AI. I mean, there's a tutorial mode, but there's
Hold
also
on.
Play AI. Yeah.
Death Snow, thank you for the follow. I'm sorry, I'm going to say that because the sound just played and he couldn't hear it. But it's going to be in the recording. So that's what that was. Death Snow, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Cuddle Crew. And I appreciate you, my friend. I love your face. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Fimlys.
No problem. So AI mode, play against AI mode. You can play with AI against AI or with other people against AI. You could start out playing with the AI against the other AI. The AI is stupid, though, on your team.
Yeah.
The other team seems to be not as stupid for some reason, but your AI is really stupid. So I'd suggest playing with other people. Ignore them if they're giving you grief. Just do what you got to do. Follow kind of the tutorial, what it told you to do. Play around with the different things you can do. I also suggest, listen to shows, read on the internet. There's plenty of people with how to start out playing heroes. Play the easier heroes. Rainer is the one you play in the initial tutorial. He's pretty easy to play. He's gonna be fun. And, it's a fun game. And you could spend your entire time just playing AI if you want to. And don't let anybody tell you that's wrong, because you should play the way you want to play. If you want more of a challenge, then you play quick match, and that's against other people. That's tough because the people you get paired with will give you crap if you don't
seem to be
do anything right.
Well, no.
Yeah.
The people that I get paired
And they
with all
don't do
seem
it
to
right
be
either.
drooling on their keyboard
Well,
instead
that
of
too.
actually
That too.
playing
They,
the game.
correct. I think more of the people have now moved on to the unranked and ranked the draft modes to get out of quick match. So, but yeah, quick match tends to be the place where half the people are in there and want to do well and get all mad if you don't do well, and then the other half are like, what do I do? I'm just gonna sit down here in the bottom lane and just push the lane, and we're supposed to go get the thing up there. Oh, I don't. Did we? What do you mean? Was I supposed? No. Yeah, it's tough. So that's in my mind what they're like. We actually have when we go play and we stream our play in Hotscast, we if there's like 4 of us and we obviously they add another person to our team because it's a 5-man team. And we the first time I think we did this, or the first time we had someone who joined, it was crap.
That
It was
probably
really
me.
crap. Yeah, well, we call their name was Chicken Sandwich.
Oh, not me. Okay.
Okay, so it wasn't you.
It wasn't me.
Their name was if you're Chicken Sandwich, we want to know because we've been looking for Chicken Sandwich. So he was Chicken Sandwich. That was his name. That was an awesome name, by the way. I really love that name. From then till now and forever, the additional player that we get is called our Chicken Sandwich. So it could be great, he could be bad. We're like, who's our Chicken Sandwich today? There we go. We got a Rhaegar Chicken Sandwich, or whatever. That's our additional player is our Chicken Sandwich. So everybody has to use that as the and also the things that the little guys that come and just you kill because you're just supposed to kill them, that just bang and stuff, and those are called peons, even though they don't call them peons, because we believe that they should be called peons. So we call them peons. Yeah, they should.
That is genius.
So,
like I've never thought of that, but they are.
Yeah, they're peons.
Annoying as heck.
I mean, they might not be WoW, orcs or whatever, but they're peons. You kill them and you don't care.
Well, we did get a question in the show notes, and it kind of ties to what we're going to be talking about next. So I'm going to kind of go into, we're still HOTS. We get this new awesome get them out if you do some games against AI thing. And our question from the lovely Alessander, what was your fastest time to get the new fire mount and versus AI or versus live? So what was your fastest time?
I don't have it. I don't have the fire mount yet. But we talked a little bit about this actually on our show for some reason. And the fastest way to do it is AI, mainly because it's the fastest way to get a game. Quick match takes a little longer to get a game. It can take 2 to 5 minutes sometimes to get in a game, depending upon your matchmaker rating, which is like a fancy term for like what how good Blizzard thinks you are. But the AI matches tend to start very quickly. Again, I would not suggest with AI against AI because the AI is stupider than almost any human player.
Try to find 5 friends.
Well, no, you can just join. You can just start and it'll pop up. If you can find 4 friends, you need at least 1 friend.
Oh yeah.
But if you can find 4 friends and go play, then yes, that's awesome because you can just bam through it. Yes, I mean, if you're playing with a 5-man team against AI and you can dial it down all the way to the bottom, you could, as Draven says, 2 minutes, 56 seconds, that's probably about right. You could just push core all the way through, just push right through and win. But generally, I like a little bit of a challenge. I'm not just going to win quickly. So I play in the medium level, although sometimes we go up to the higher level for AI. And we're thinking about an average of 12 minutes a match. Some of them I can do about 8 minutes, depending upon the map. Some of the maps, the objectives are pain, and some of them are like overpowered to the nth degree against a team that doesn't know what they're doing, which the AI doesn't. So you can just get it and just push with it and blow them away. And you can get really fast times. We actually, forgetting this thing, but we were playing a on-stream game, and we were playing with a couple like professional players against another team. I think we were doing something cross promotion. I don't remember exactly what it was, but we had I don't know who it was that was on our team, but 2 really good players. And they're like, okay, we're going to do try hard mode, right? So I think we won the, which one was it? I don't remember which match it was, but it was like 8 minutes. We just crushed them.
That's not bad.
And we were just like, it was real people and they were good. And we were like, oh my God. And I think we were carried. It was like 2 good players and 3 and Kaylee and Rill and I or something, I felt like we did nothing and they just crushed through. Like that was good. That was fun. I liked that. But I would say average time per match is about 12 for that AI in the middle level to feel like you're having fun and not just trying to do it for the mount. If you really just want to do it for the mount, you could do AI, you could lower the quality of the AI down to the bottom and just walk over them 15 times. And you do have to have a friend to go with you though. So
tips I'm hearing, lower AI to as low as it can go so that they're as stupid as they can be.
Fast.
And number 2, the more friends you have, the easier you're going to storm your AI or storm them because your AI.
Because you could also talk to each other. Like if you get in Discord or something, it's much easier. So you're always better off if you're playing with somebody, get in Discord. It's free. If you want to go and use the Hotscast Discord, you can. I don't care. That's what it's there for. Also, don't forget you can do /join Hotscast in Heroes, and that's our little chat room in Heroes if you want to find people to play with. So if you're looking for friends to play with, there you go.
Good tip, guys.
And I think actually this might be a good time. T, if you want to talk about what we're going to do next week. Speaking of finding friends to play with, there's something actually. If Fimlys, did we already talk about this and I missed it? There's something no, we already talked about it. That's what the question was about. I'm crazy. It's Sunday. I'm tired. I apologize. T, what are we doing next Sunday?
Just listening.
Okay, real quick. Did we decide 4 p.m. PST? So that would be
7 to 9 Eastern.
7 your time. Okay, so that is 4 PST. Okay, now that I have times right, starting at 4 p.m. PST, 7 Eastern, Cuddles Crew and CTR Guild, we're going to kind of join up as one happy family, are going to be running you guys through this so we can try and get some of them done. Now, as you all know, we have a podcast to do Sundays, so we're only going to do it 2 hours of Cuddles and I being there and rah-rah-rahing and organizing and things. You guys are more than welcome to continue on. We figured out, thanks to the math, which I very rapidly did when you're like each thing takes 15 minutes on Friday. I'm like, okay, so it's going to take 225 minutes. It's 3.75 hours. I just got really math excited, so I'm going to stop real quick. But We probably won't get you all 15, but we could probably knock 5, 10 out for sure. Definitely 5 to 10 out. Get you a head start, and then you have till March 14th, so you still have another like 3 weeks to get it done. But that's next Sunday. Come join us. We'll be tweeting it out. We're just going to get that done, and then we'll do our podcast. And then after the podcast, we are going to have a tea and cuddles after dark fun shenanigans where we just kind of drink and after dark it up. So that's next Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun, just action packed. But the Heroes thing's the big thing. Come hang out with us, play. Everyone's welcome to join, so we can start getting you those games to get the mounts, because it's a mount.
Woo!
2 mounts.
Two mounts. Yeah, you get one.
That WoW mount is glorious. The Heroes mount, like, okay, cute. It's like the horse that I already have, and it has flaming feet. Like, thanks.
Yes.
It is. Hey, they're giving us a mount. I'm not going to complain. Thank you, Hot
Yeah,
Spice.
it's free.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with free stuff. I think my Cloud9 mount is my favorite one. I have the Cloud9 mount.
Didn't buy it. They come out. I like that. I haven't bought it. I like the iPad. Have you seen the iPad?
No.
They have the eye with the tentacles, and it's an eye. It's a pad, like a flat surface thing, like those Nexagons, and it's got an eye in the middle, and it's got tentacles, and it's really creepy and gross.
Please tell me it's
a great
called the iPad.
I think it is. I think it is
God,
called the iPad. I think it is called the iPad. iPad mount. Let's see. Here's the Storm. iPad mount. Here's the Storm.
It is.
There it is.
Blizzard, you have entirely too much fun with puns, and I love you for it.
This is their playground. Heroes is their playground. They do so many cool, stupid, silly things in Heroes. It's just great. If you love Blizzard, this is the Blizzard game.
Yeah.
This is like the Nintendo Brawl thing.
Oh gosh,
what's
yeah.
What's it called? Why am I complete? See, I'm blanking. It's Sunday. I'm just like, see, it's the same. Sunday.
Smash Brothers?
Somebody is going to say it. Smash Brothers.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the Nintendo game, right? That's like every Nintendo thing is in Smash Brothers,
so
right?
fun. Oh.
This is their Smash Brothers kind of thing. They just do whatever. They throw everybody in there. I can never wait to see who's next. Like the next hero. I just want to know. Like I want to know who's going to be next. What are they going to do? Like just, it's cool. It's fun.
They're amazing at getting ones that are I don't want to say crowd wanted, but like listening to feedback. I've noticed that, and getting ones in there that people are like, hey, we should see if this one. I think
yes, we still want Deckard Cain. I still want Deckard Cain. Somehow they need to figure out how to do it. Now I'm thinking, this is just wishing probably, that they're working so hard on it and just to get it perfect, that they just been like, they want to nail it. That's why it's taking so long. It's not because they're not listening or they don't want to do it or whatever. It's just because they want to get it right. And there haven't been any leaks. So it's been amazing. Right. So
yes, I agree.
I hope.
I agree.
Yeah, they tend to be very tight-lipped about Hot Heroes too. Like we kind of figure stuff out like a week or two before, but like they're really good about not leaking. Like totally leaking things. It's really incredible. And Cutright, thank you for that host. There's some more Twitch music for the folks listening at home. We're gonna let it finish.
And Ragnaros is awesome.
Yeah,
awesome hero.
I have not played Rags yet.
Oh, he's fun. He's a little squishy, which you wouldn't think.
Yeah,
but he's been killed so many times.
True.
That it's kind of after a while it wears on you, and you just he's a lot of fun. It's Ragnaros. You want to play as Ragnaros. You always wanted to play as Ragnaros, didn't you? You get to play as Ragnaros.
Oh well, yeah. And I love it. Grand Nega said Kane isn't fighting. He doesn't have any abilities. That's why it's so hard to make him right.
I know. He's got to be like, stir a while and listen. And, and it does something. And I don't know.
Is Khadgar in game yet?
Khadgar
I don't keep up with
not
heroes.
in game.
We need
No.
Khadgar, but
We
when you
have
play him,
Steve.
you just stand by and let other people do things.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah. You
when
tell
the
other people
core
to do
goes
stuff.
down, it goes to a cutscene where you're
Where
the
you
one
claim
that
all the
did
victory.
everything.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. You're like, yes, look at me, I did it. You give
We
out
did the
rings.
MVP.
You give out rings and stuff, right? You like,
Yeah.
hey, here, have this ring.
Oh my god.
It's really cool.
Ring.
You should go
It's
do
awesome.
this. Here's a ring.
It's awesome. Everyone
upgrade
thinks
your
that I'm
ring if
not
you want.
me. That's my ability. Everyone thinks I'm not really Khadgar. So what? Speaking of like their heroes and their releases, like for those that maybe haven't been back in Heroes, can you talk a little bit about the last couple of heroes that have come out?
The last couple of
we already talked about Rags.
Rags.
Which
We
that was
had,
a big BlizzCon
Varian.
announcement.
Varian was a big BlizzCon announcement too. He was really good. Let me just get into somewhere to look at them because I don't want to like kind of.
No, I want you to get this wrong.
You want me to try to remember it? Like, well, they had, I can't do names. I forget every name. I can see it. Like, there's the troll guy that throws the thing. You know, I don't know. Let's go to the official Heroes of the Storm website. I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel like I'm like horrible. Okay, Valera, Zul'jin. That's the one, Zul'jin. Why could I not remember that? Heroes guy, right? Zul'jin is really cool. Obviously, he's a troll. He has axes. He's actually a ranged attacker. He actually throws the axes. They're almost like Thor axes. Ah, get it? Thor axes. Never mind.
I got it.
So,
I got it.
yeah, thank you. Good. That's the beetle guy. He's got a thorax. So, Zul'jin, he's fun. I have every hero in the game, and I get the heroes as they come out because I'm crazy and stupid, and I spend way too much money on this game. But
I think everyone has that one game where
Yeah.
they're just like,
there's just money.
why? Why am I
good.
spending money on this? But
Yeah. So I do, and but I love heroes. And I have a podcast about it, so I feel like I
so it
should.
makes
Um,
validated.
Yeah, it's a reason. So Zul'jin, he's good. He has some crazy burst damage. He regens. His ability is basically you can say I want to do more damage, but it's going to cost me health. So you turn that on. It's like you know, and he does a ton of extra damage, and then he can regen too. But that's a channeled ability, so you have to kind of sit there. But then you get a talent at some point that says it's not channeled anymore. So you can just hit it, you run around and so you have a really good sustain. But he can be a little squishy if you're not paying attention to what you're doing. He's not necessarily a bruiser. He can't go into the middle of the fight and survive. He's not a warrior. He's really just an assassin and he's ranged, even though it doesn't seem like he should be, he's ranged. Valera was another one that just came out.
Yes, that's
I
Ooh.
don't like playing against Valera.
No.
I've heard. Yeah,
Oh, she's crazy. Just, oh my God. She kills people. I mean, she just kills people and me, especially no matter who I'm playing. So she's very good in the hands of somebody who's really good. She's pretty crazy. I was watching, some play with some pros and she can be pretty nuts. I hate playing against any of the stealth heroes. I'm not bad at finding them. My problem is like trying to get them unstealth and then kill them. But like I always am super excited whenever we kill a stealth hero. Like overexcited compared to anybody else. It's just like, yeah, you know, and we, you know, because I just feel like they need to be dead so I don't have to worry about them for a little while. And then most recently, if you are a big Overwatch fan, Lucio joined the crew and he's pretty cool. I played him a little bit and he's got a cool thing where, I mean, if you play Overwatch, then you kind of know this, but you switch between getting a speed boost or getting healing. And you basically, you're in one area and everybody who's within his circle gets healed if you have the healing on, and if you do the speed boost, everybody gets a speed boost. So it's pretty cool. He doesn't have a mount, but he does this kind of wall ride. So if you're near an unpassable terrain, like walls and stuff, he moves faster.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Which is kind of cool. So you kind of have to like think about where you're going and how you're getting there, but you can actually move faster than everybody else. You don't have to mount up and then run. You can just run over to walls and outpace people and stuff. He's very mobile hero. They're pretty cool. So those are the 3 newest. And then we, like I said, we had Varian and Ragnaros that were announced at BlizzCon we got them last year.
Nice. Now, what I have to ask this very selfishly, and then we'll start wrapping up. Murky, how's Murky doing these days?
Pain in the butt. I hate Murky. If you're the thing is that for every hero, if you know what you're doing, you know how to do it, you know where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing and what your job is, you can be really good at it. They have tuned Murky in such a way, unfortunately, though, that you don't necessarily have to be great at what you're doing. You just have to take the right talents, and you can be really overpowered. Because of the way that you kind of come back quickly, you can die, it doesn't matter. But you also do a lot more damage, and it also takes a little more effort to kill you than it should now because of that. Because of the respawning and the quick respawning, I think personally it shouldn't be as hard, and that was the way it was before. What they're trying to do, I think, is make him a serious contender for actually being used in the professional games. And I don't know that really... See, to me, I don't know that needs to be a goal. I mean, that they can have their own goals, but to me, I don't think they need to make every hero perfectly balanced for professional play. Now, I don't think they should be overpowered, but if they're underpowered for professional play, I think that's fine. They just won't get played. And there's so many heroes. If that happens, the way it is.
I do have another selfish question, and then we can wrap it up because that's how we're going to do this tonight. I've heard a lot of people, because I've been to TR Guild, so people will do these events where we're like, hey, here's 101 for HOTS or Overwatch or whatever. Are there great resources to find out what talents you should be taking? Is it situational based? Because I know I get overwhelmed sometimes. I'm just like, and ABC,
Both?
ABC.
Unfortunately,
Both, okay.
There are plenty of things on the internet. Google is your friend to find builds for heroes. It changes a lot because they do make changes to heroes a lot. So be careful what you're looking at. Make sure it is more recent, especially if something has gone through a change. Read patch notes when they come out. If you are playing regularly, make sure you're reading the patch notes, see what the changes are, especially if there's a huge one. You're like, oh my gosh, everything changed. And then go try it out in AI before you go into a quick match and don't know what you're doing. But there are a lot of resources online. If you have questions about heroes and you don't really want to go look online and find answers because they're there, you're always welcome to send us a message, a Twitter message, an email, or whatever at Hotscast. I think we're hotscast@gmail.com. Hope. And we'll answer on the show.
Fact check.
Absolutely. Yeah. We'll definitely answer it on the show if you want, and we'll talk about it, or come to our Twitch chat. Again, I keep wanting to say Twitter and Twitch interchangeably, and ask the question live when we do the show. We're happy. We also have Discord, but we're happy to answer any questions. And even if we don't know, we have people that are like avid listeners of the show that probably know 8 times more than we do about heroes, and we have people that in Australia. You're talking about Australian people. We are like the #1 heroes podcast in Australia, it seems. So we have a lot of Australian followers. And one of them is Lord Shaper, who has like every hero to level 10 or more. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's 20. And he has a build for everything. So we will find a build.
Nice. Aussie, oi, oi, oi. It's just for you. You're one of your biggest fans. Bruce in Australia is here right now.
Well, there you go.
So, guys, this is going to bring us to a magical, wonderful time of the show. This is going to bring us to the time that we do shout-outs. Fimlys, you got any?
Oh, sure, why not? I have to, of course, shout out to all my various co-hosts. Which if I didn't have, I don't know, might not be here. Hydra, Zamina, Rillandune, and Kaylee. Thank you guys. You make me sound at least 2.3 bits better than I really do, and whatever it means. Shout out to all the friends I've made because of this crazy journey. Hey, just these guys right here. And everybody else out there. I can't imagine what my life would be like without all this. And it's fun. I love it. Thank you guys for letting me do it. Appreciate it.
Aw.
And for having me on the show.
Yes.
T, how about you? And you're welcome.
Shout out. So, Wares is one of my event planners, hosted a HOTS thing, which Carl's and I are going to do next Sunday with tons of success. So huge shout out to him for keeping that going. Shout out to the Twisted Nether because they had Cuddles and I on Friday. And although I think we started a little late, but it was still so much fun and very active. And I love the final 3 questions. I was fine. It's my short day. So I just
felt bad.
Zombie mode is fine. Zombie mode's fine on Saturdays. But yeah, I love your guys' last 3 questions. They're such fun. But no, that was great. And then just a general shout out to our chat room tonight. That was a tongue twister. You guys have been active and awesome. I think this is one of our probably our more active shows that we've had as far as them back and forth and stuff. So huge shout out to all of you because this has been great. Cuddles dear, what about you this week?
First and foremost to our guest, Fimlys, thank you so much for on very short notice coming and appearing on this show to talk about Heroes. And thank you even more than that for the privilege and the honor of having us on your show. You guys have been around for a long time. You're one of the podcasts that I was listening to before I ever even played WoW.
They can hear that whole story when they listen to the show when I put it out.
You
right?
should definitely listen to episode 275 of Twisted Nether, coming soon TM. I'll be posting this tomorrow, so
you're better than me.
Okay. See, I have to because tomorrow we record Converted, and I also edit and post that.
There you go. See, I only do TNT.
I have
because Brill does Hotscast, so I don't have to worry about that one. It's so nice. I'm just telling you.
Oh my God,
it is so nice to be on the show and not have to edit it and put it up and do like being on your show. I can like get out and I'm done. Like this is awesome.
I have literally I do this. I do Converted. And I'm recently a co-host on a brand new show called Organized Prime, which is a show that we talk about Amazon originals.
Steaks? Oh, it's not steaks?
No, I wish we did.
Okay. Should be. That would be good.
It would be so much better. I recently had to binge watch a show about a like right after World War II French designer of dresses in Paris.
Oh yes, you were not happy about that.
Much rather eat steak and talk about that.
You need to change the whole premise of the show. I think it would be a good show.
I'm totally down for it. But no, I just like you said, I show up and I'm just like there's no pressure. There's no, like I sit down and I talk and I close Skype and it's over.
It's great.
I love it.
Great.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. But no, outside of the wonderful Fimlys, thank you also to the other hostesses.
Make me more cupcakes.
I think it's Hostess Cupcakes.
Thank you to all the other people on Twisted Nether. Because y'all are awesome, and we had a whole lot of fun there. Guys, make sure everybody checks that episode out. Outside of that, thank you so much, genuinely, to the Cuddle crew. This is kind of outside of the podcast, but my Twitch journey has been coming along, and milestones are being released, and things are happening. And you guys, I feel so privileged to be able to do what it is that I do, both on this show and with my Twitch stream each and every day I wake up. and realize how incredibly lucky I am to be creating content for you. So thank you all. Thank you all. You guys all rock. So, guys, this is the other magical part of the show. It's a wonderful and sometimes slightly embarrassing and off color moment where I get down on my virtual knees and I beg and I plead with you for those all important 5-star iTunes reviews. Guys, remember that's 5 stars for the Game Case Show, 2 stars for Murky as Love, Murky as Life, the podcast entirely and utterly about Murky in HOTS, why he is the best player, how to play him, and why everyone should be playing him. That's all they do is they talk about Murky, and they're like, it's really awkward. So guys, give them 2 stars, 5 stars for the Game Case Show. Fimlys, where can people find you on the intranets?
People can find me on the Twitter. I said it right, at Fimlys, Fimlys. TwistedNether.net is where Twisted Nether is homed. Hotscast.com is where Hotscast is. That off-topic thing is twitch.tv/offtopic-tech, because I already owned that name. We talked about that on Friday also. And yeah, those are the main places. From there, you can find everything else generally.
Nice. Nice. No, guys, one last...
I do have my own Twitch channel, but that I did the hosting thing on, but I don't ever use it. It's just Fimlys.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/Fimlys. I don't, that's where, if I just feel like streaming something, that's where I'll do it. So if you feel like wondering if I go stream something, I'll be where I am.
Guys, I'm gonna drop a shout out command in the chat right now. And I think I got that right. Yes, I got that right. Go and follow our wonderful both my co-host and our special guest this week. Follow them on Twitch. They are not, as of yet, regular Twitch streamers, because everyone is just a Twitch streamer that hasn't started streaming consistently. But guys, go and drop them a follow so that when they do stream, you can check them out, because they're wonderful, incredible, and entertaining people. One last thing to talk about before we get out of here, guys. On Saturday, February the 25th year of our Lord 2017, that's now, at 5 p.m. at the Cloak and Blaster in Orlando, Florida. Guys, this is a wonderful bar that does board games, fun stuff like that. We have a meetup with Convert to Raid's former guild leader and our current guild leader, Pat Crane and Jules Scott, as well as a surprise mystery guest that I don't even know about yet. Guys, if you're in the Orlando area, you need to come to this. I will have a link in the show notes. I'm also dropping a link right now in chat. I can see none of the messages that are coming through Skype, because if I do that, it's going to mess everything up. If you want to relay whatever that was to me, that would be great. But guys, if you're going to be in the Orlando area, that is February 25th. That is going to be this coming Saturday. I would love to see you guys there. I will do my best to do some sort of Periscope or maybe a Twitch IRL stream from there. Bring you guys in there, and hopefully you will enjoy. So guys, we are going to wrap the show up. Fimlys is going to have to get out of here. He won't be here for the after show, but me and T will be here for a minute or two.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Life happens. And by the way, I didn't tell you this last night, and I need to tell you now. I love your mic setup. I don't know what's going on, but it looks so fucking impressive.
Spacey.
It's
Yeah, that's what I was just
really
thinking.
like it. I'm
Star Wars.
jealous that my mic is just hanging on an arm. What
I got
is
the
it?
arm. It's here. It's the same arm, I think. I think I have the exact same arm you do.
You got the Rode
Looks
PSA 1?
It looks like the exact thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
It looks the
you
same.
do. Yeah, you do. I spent more on this mic arm than I did on the mic that originally hung from it.
Yeah, I think the same. My mic was pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So-
But this arm is still like it's doing wonderfully 2
works.
years later.
It's
so,
an arm.
Yeah. It does things. Guys, thank you so much for showing up, chat room. We appreciate you. Guys that are listening on the download, we can't wait to see you next week. We love you all. I don't know why I'm doing like a Twitch sign off. Let's get the hell out of here.
Thank you for listening to The Game Case Show. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. You can find Cuddles at The Game Case, Tourarts at Tourarts, and you can find the show at The Game Case Show. Join us live Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/thegamecase. Archived episodes are available at youtube.com/thegamecase. The theme music for the show is Celtic Impulse by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and is licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0.